every trigger that they know of, they're already loading up long before you even step foot out the door. So when we reduce that, when we actually plop these dogs in an environment where they don't know where the triggers are, if there's any at all, right? They walk out and they're like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, right? So on vacation, there's novelty, yes, but there's often fewer direct triggers tied to their actual fear. Today on the podcast, why did my reactive dog behave so well on vacation? Man, that can be frustrating. I've heard this time and time again. I think it's worth getting into. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Hey there, friend. Does your world feel smaller since you have a dog that is scared of, well, everything? Walks are stressful, guests are a gamble, and forget about road trips. Your dog's still trying to make peace with a vacuum. This wasn't the life you dreamed of when you thought about having dogs, was it? Living with a fearful dog doesn't have to mean isolation or constant management or avoiding every possible what if. Because what if I told you there was a way to build confidence naturally, both for you and your dog? The Fearless Framework, my 3-step trust-building system, helps you understand your dog's fear and gently lead them towards confidence. Let me show you how to create a life that feels open, joyful, and dare I say it, easy. Come over to Fearless Framework, enroll today. I can't wait to get started with you and your dog. I'll see you there. Well, hello, my dog-loving friend. It's Tracy. Welcome to Beyond Obedience, the podcast. Hey, are you in full vacation mode yet? Like, are you feeling it? Oh, gosh. I have to admit, I love me the summer. I love me this summer. I used to like to think that I was a fall girl. Like, I'm like, ooh, I like, pumpkin spice and all the things, but ever since having a farm, for me, fall just means prep work for the winter. And so I like to enjoy the lazy, hazy days of summer. You know what I mean? I don't love the humidity. I'm not going to lie, but I like the summer and I like the vibe of summer. I like the feel of summer. Everybody's a lot more relaxed and chill, and it's vacation time. It's vacation time. I'm going on a vacation. And I'm super excited about it. So many things are happening for me this summer, and I'm very excited about it. But I wanted to talk about vacations because this isn't the first time this has come up for me, where people have sent me messages and said that they were super duper excited. Why? Because they went on vacation and they have a reactive or a fearful dog, and they braced for the chaos, right? Like, braced for it. They were like, okay, everything's going to happen. They were prepared for it to just be absolute banana beans crazy. And instead, what they saw was their dog being calm and confident, even cooperative. And they are like, what gives? How is this even possible? Has that ever happened to you? If this has happened to you, I want you to comment. If you're on Spotify, give me a comment. Or if you're in the Facebook group, Living Beyond Obedience, come over there and comment about vacation experience. Because I like to call it the vacation effect, right? Because it's a thing. It is 100% a thing. Why your dog might actually behave better away from home. We're going to explore what's beneath the surface on that and how we can use this insight to actually empower us. It should be encouraging. Some people come home and they're like, what gives? Honestly, like, I actually had one of my friends that was like, I'm moving. I'm just going to move to that place. I'm like, that's not the answer. That's not the answer at all. I'm going to pick up and moving. But It may surprise you that many of us don't expect our fearful or reactive dogs to seem peaceful and almost adaptable, less triggered when we take them on a vacation. So many people come back and report, my dog surprised me. And I'm always happy to hear that. But I think somewhere there's this almost this level of like, why? Like, why were they good there? Like, is it me? Am I the problem? It's me. Because it's how interesting, right? How interesting, especially for a dog that you have been struggling with for quite some time. So let's kind of break it down a little bit. I think the first and foremost thing to point out about the vacation effect when it comes to reactive dogs is that novelty reduces triggers. Novelty reduces triggers because, and I've mentioned this before, your fearful or reactive dog has a pattern of reacting. Similar to how I've always talked about they need a pattern of predictability. They also have a pattern that they of reactivity. They know what's out there, right? Your dog starts gearing up and puffing himself up or herself before she even leaves the door. The moment that you're like even thinking about going for that walk, your dog's like, all right, they're patting their chest. They're like, let's do this thing. Because I know that Fido around the corner is going to be out today because it's around that time. And he's going to be talking crap to me. And then, I can't come up with dog names. There's so many. Bailey, there's a good one. Bailey is over there and she's going to be like, telling me off. Like they have a pattern. They know. And they prep for this stuff, right? So every trigger that they know of, they're already loading up long before you even step foot out the door. So when we reduce that, when we actually plop these dogs in an environment where they don't know where the triggers are, if there's any at all, right? They walk out and they're like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, right? So on vacation, there's novelty, yes, but there's often fewer direct triggers tied to their actual fear, right? There's probably still dogs, but even those dogs might be not like won't trigger it at first. I mean, if you're there long enough, your dog will start creating other patterns, right? But let's not ruin it for you, okay? The second reason why your dog is different on vacation is because you, my friend, are showing up different. And I know part of you's already prepped for it. There's part of you that, you have residual, like dogs, prep for the triggers that they know. You prep for your dog prepping for the triggers that they know. So there's going to be a part of you that's going to be already sort of like, okay, how's my dog going to react? But as soon as your dog calms down because they have nothing to react to, you probably are calmer too. The biggest thing is we're not as rushed. I mean, when we're on vacation, we're on vacation. We don't have the same stresses that we have where we're at work and we're, going through our day and trying to get through the day and our boss was a jerk or whatever it happens to be. We don't have all of those. So we're less rushed. We tend to be more present, right? Because it's a novelty for us too. We tend to be more dog-like because of the novelty. We go out into this new environment and we're actually looking at the environment. We're in awe of the new place that we're at. How beautiful is the scenery? The air is crisper, the whatever. You're really starting to take all of that in. And guess what? That's what it's like to be a dog, right? Your dog then also feels that. There's a bigger, deeper connection. Your nervous system is like a Wi-Fi that they're logging into. Oh my gosh, that should be on a t-shirt too. That's a good line. Your nervous system is the Wi-Fi they're logging into. Sometimes, I mean, come on. Right? Okay. So it's important to sort of recognize that, right? Like, I mean, it's when we go out into the environment, we're constantly like, on vacation, we're constantly checking it out and we're taking it all in and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so nice here. And our dog is like, you're finally seeing the world the way I see the world, right? There's this moment where you can really truly connect with them. All right, the third thing, which I've kind of already talked about, is the disruption of the pattern breaking habits, right? When we disrupt those patterns, we break the habits. So your dog lives in these habit loops, right? Again, preloads before your dog leaves. And then it knows when I round this corner, Bailey's going to be there. When I go around the other corner, Shadow's going to be there. Look at me dropping those dog names now. It's just coming out. Now I'm on a roll. But they're patterns and they're loops, right? So your vacation is going to disrupt those loops, and your dog doesn't have the same reaction cues to latch onto, so they're going to respond differently. Okay? And then number 4, confidence can be contextual, right? Your dog feels more confident in wide open spaces or new routines where they don't feel boxed in, where they're not doing the same things. They have to almost be a little bit more open-minded because they don't know what they're doing. They're going to naturally turn to you for leadership now because they don't know where they're going. Where in a lot of cases in your home routines, you shut down. You go into autopilot, your brain's somewhere else, your dog just goes through the route, you're just going through the motions. But here on vacation, you're engaged. Your dog's like, I don't know where we're going. Where are we going? And you get to choose, and that natural leadership starts to come out. Now you're both doing this as partners, exploring a new area. It's actually quite beautiful, right? So what does this tell us? What does this tell us? Because as I mentioned, some people come back a little bit peeved about it. They're like, I don't understand why my dog was so good there. My one friend that was like, I'm just going to move there. I'm like, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you. But there are things that we can actually take from this. First and foremost, the very first thing that you can take from this vacation effect is it gives you insight to what is possible. Isn't that beautiful? It gives you insight into what is possible. It's also the reason why, getting back to the whole moving thing, it's the reason why if I have a client that says they are moving, I'm like, this is your opportunity right here, right now to start a whole new thing. You move into this new space with like a whole new attitude. You know, like it really is an opportunity to sort of reset and start over because there's no loops, there's no patterns there. And you get to be like, now that you've learned what it takes to be a confident leader for your dog, you can walk into a new space and it's a lot easier. That's also why, for the record, when you send your dog to a board and train and the trainers are there, not only is your dog behave differently because it's a trainer, but they behave differently again because it's not the same pattern loop, which is why even if your dog gets trained the skills at the board and train, you still need to be able to apply those skills back in home base where your dog's going to go back through to their original patterns. There's a lot to this, really, when you think about it. So the very first thing, the reflection point that I want you to take is this really vacation effect shows you what's possible, what your dog is possible of. And I want you to take that and really internalize this. I don't want you to feel bad and be like, why doesn't my dog do this all the time? I want you to go, this is what's possible for me and my dog, right? So you can actually sort of like reflect on it a little bit, take some notes. What did your dog respond well to? What were the things that happened? What was different about your behavior? How were you feeling in this moment? Like in those moments, like how were you showing up? Were you more well rested? Were you more open-minded? Were you more calm? These things matter, right? And can you bring more of a vacation vibe into your daily life? I will share with you quickly when my family moved here to Nova Scotia. It was a big deal. We were originally in Ontario and we moved here to Nova Scotia. And we told our kids, like, oh my gosh, when we go to Nova Scotia, like, it's going to be so great and it's so beautiful. And we'll be close to the ocean and we're going to have, like, be able to do all these things. And when we showed up, we were in awe. Like, we were constantly, like, we were driving, pointing out, like, the scenery and the ocean and the quaintness of the towns and all of that stuff. And I remember turning to my husband, about 3 months in, when it's a long story, but he showed up. He had to go back to Ontario and work for a little bit. When he came back, I said to him, I said, I want to make sure that we always remember and have gratitude for the beauty of the area that we live in, that we always take those moments to live like we're on vacation, even when the pressures get pretty high. And we really do strive to do that. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like every day is a vacation, and we have our hardships and all of that stuff. I mean, life gets lifey, and I understand that. But we really do still, like, when I am at the beach, I still am in awe of the beach and the ocean and the smells and the just everything about it. And I walk the boardwalk in Halifax and the festivities that are going on, and I feel like a tourist. I've lived here now for almost 7 years and I still feel like a tourist. We will go into Halifax, and my daughter Paisley, her summer job is she actually is a tour guide in Halifax. And we will get on, the hop on, hop off, and take the tour and learn everything again, and just walk up through Citadel Hill. And, like, it's important, I think, to live your life like you're on vacation. Take it all in, notice everything. Don't take anything for granted. Because honestly, when you're out with your dog, that's what your dog is doing. Your dog walks through the world and takes in every new smell, new thing. When you take them for a walk, they are taking in everything in the environment, and we are so in our heads. So your first step is to start bringing a vacation vibe to your life. Take a walk and enjoy it, and bask in the beautiful scenery. And yes, as corny as it sounds, smell a rose, smell a rose, dig in the sand with your dog at the beach. Like, just get into it. And the more that you do that, the more that you show up that way for your dog, the more they'll partner up with you, the more that they will want you to lead them, the more that they will be influenced by your emotional stability. And that, my friend, is the vacation vibe. The vacation, effect isn't that, and the success that you have on vacation, it's not a fluke, right? It's really not. Like, you can have that every single day. You can work towards that every single day. Just try to bring that with you. It's like a window into what's possible, right? It's like a window. It shows you what is absolutely possible, but it starts with you. Everything that we do, everything that I say, it all starts with you, my friend. It all starts with you. And why wouldn't you want to live like you're on vacation? Why wouldn't you want to live like you're on vacation? Hang out. Be that person. All right, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Let's recap real quickly. The reason why vacations will quite often show you a different dog than what you have now is novelty reduces the triggers, right? It's new. Everything's new to them. They don't know what they need to react to because they don't know what's out there. You're showing up differently. You're more rested. You're more relaxed. You're not in your head. You're not thinking about work. You're actually present. You're looking at everything with them. You are disrupting patterns, and that's what helps break habits. And your confidence is contagious, right? You being more confident and walking them through and checking things out is contagious. So there you go. There you go, my friend. If you are planning a vacation, if you are going on vacation, if you've had a vacation, pop into the free Facebook group, Living Beyond Obedience, and tell us about it. How did your dog do? Did they surprise you? Were they more confident? Were they more explorative? Were they better in the car than they weren't barking at? Like, let us know what happens. Go over to that Facebook group, free Facebook, Living Beyond Obedience. Head on over to there. Let us know how you're doing. And as always, my friend, if this podcast helped you, if you could do me a favor, tell all your dog loving friends and take some time and just leave me a 5-star written review in Apple. It really does help to push this podcast out to more and more people. As always, get out there today, my friend, and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks that you are amazing. And so do I. Have a fantastic day, a wonderful vacation if you're doing some vacationing, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only and is not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, please reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now.